8:30 on your Thursday morning, Brothers Osborne. Stay a little longer, which we hope you will do here as we get into our point of view segment for a Thursday morning, brought to you by the Pauls Valley Opry. 1 week from tomorrow is their next Opry show, coming up Saturday, May 7th at the Pauls Valley High School Auditorium. Our guest this morning is our friend Joe Exotic from the GW Exotic Animal Park. Joe's got a lot of things going on. We're going to talk about some of those things. We say good morning first to Joe. Hey, Joe.
How are you doing this morning?
Fine. How are you?
Awesome. Beautiful morning out.
It is. Well, Joe, we're going to talk about a lot of different topics. First of all, last time you were here, we talked a little bit about your candidacy for president.
It is blown up.
Yeah, that's been a couple of months since you've been here. So what do you have? What stories from the political trail do you have?
Well, it's crazy because people, the media doesn't really let too many people know that there's other options out there, with this Republican and Democrat stuff going on. Mm-hmm. And the further that I get into all this, the more corrupt you see that it really is, because they control who they're going to advertise and who they're going to want to win. And, just the thought of them throwing Donald Trump out of a contested convention proves that the American people don't really have a voice. But,
right.
I've been to Florida and done rallies in Florida. I've been to Texas and done rallies. I've got rallies booked in Missouri, Iowa. I go Saturday to Abilene, Texas for a big rally. And I am speaking at the 2016 Liberty Summit. And I'm booked everywhere. I don't know how I'm going to pull this all off. With doing my shows and keeping the zoo going, on a daily basis and do all this. But I'm going to give it my shot because, the American people don't have a voice. We just don't have a voice.
Right.
And the politicians that are out there have no idea how hard me and you work, out here in the real world.
Right.
For starters, I like Donald Trump. I just disagree with some of his things, We can't throw 10 million people out of this country because we don't have 10 million people that are going to pick strawberries and do the work that they do. That's a fact. Our society will come to a stop. Our economy will come to a stop if that happens. So, I've thrown out a lot of ideas out there that a lot of people like. And, yesterday, one of the top leaders of the country in Nepal flew in to visit with me all morning and speak to me about some of the issues that I have. And one of them is, we have an estimated 11 million immigrants in this country, illegal immigrants. So just off the top of your head, let's use 10 million real quick. Okay. And we could take 10 million of them and we could fine them just say $1,000. It's $10 billion. Give them a social security number. Put that all in a separate account called Medicare. Okay? All that money into Medicare. Reform Medicare.
Right.
So you can have the doctor of your choice. You can, and everybody get Medicare, and your doctors are allowed to give the treatment of their choice. Mm-hmm. Okay, then 350 million people in this country would get free health care. Okay, and the CEOs of companies like Aetna and other companies are not going to make $66 million a year as a salary anymore. So it's kind of a win-win, but when you're up against people and companies that make $66 million a year as a salary, they have a few more political friends than I do.
Right. And then
so will that ever happen? I don't know, but it would take the American people to say, hey, instead of throwing them out, let's let them pay our medical insurance since we've been paying theirs for so long.
Right.
And they can still come and work. And, I have traveled the country in the last 10 months doing this political stuff. And I've spoken to a lot of illegal immigrants, and not one of them would be object to pay a fine to not have to look over their shoulder anymore.
Right.
And some of them I've talked to pay the Border Patrol people up to $7,000 to turn their head to get across the border.
Right.
So if they're going to pay $7,000 to get in here, we can charge $1,000 or a couple $1,000 a head in order to have decent health care in this country. And how could we get this country out of debt in a hurry? Do you realize that there's 1.5 million nonprofits in this country?
Wow, that's a lot.
That are doing nothing but using it as a tax loophole. Mm-hmm. So get rid of all nonprofits except life-saving hospitals, that are nonprofit, like Shriners, Children's, Life-Saving Research. Everybody else pay 8% tax, because I want to get rid of the IRS too, just abolish it. Charge 8% across the board for everybody. Get rid of the nonprofits. And just with what 8% of collecting the money off of the billions and trillions of dollars that nonprofits are scamming this country for, I can get this country out of debt in 2.5 years.
But ideas like that, Joe, they make too much sense and they have no place in the political
They,
landscape.
they
See?
do not
They
because
don't.
because it's the it's
We'd
the,
rather make fun of have our candidates make fun of,
Of
the
each
other
other.
candidates
Right,
and
right.
talk about the woman card and all that.
well you
I'm
know
joking,
that
but-
brings up another subject, but the reason why you will never see any of this happen is because it's the politicians that are accepting the $10 million donations for campaign
Right.
funds from them very nonprofit organizations.
Right.
So like last night on CNN, they were Anderson Cooper and everybody was talking about the woman card, and actually that was going to be my video message today was, it's no different than the Christian card or the black card. They only pull those cards when they need them to have votes.
Mm-hmm.
And if Hillary Clinton didn't think last night was pulling a woman's card, she's crazy. That was exactly what she pulled, was a woman card. And a politician should go straight down the middle. If you're shooting for health care or better health care, it should be for everybody. It shouldn't be for women get this treatment, men get this treatment. We should have everything all in one pot and everybody treated equal. The black people should not get any more DHS than the white people get. Everything needs to be just straight down the middle, and we could work toward world peace. But you'll never see that happen because too many people will lose making too much money.
Yes, that's exactly it.
And that's what it boils down to. One of my biggest complaints is, and I just spoke to a gentleman last night that just got back from Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's like, I'm back from Afghanistan. Everybody, show me your appreciation. And I'm saying, you know what our government needs to do is show you some appreciation. Congressmen get paid the rest of their lives, whether they get voted in the third term or not.
Right.
Why doesn't our people that come back with missing arms and missing legs get paid the rest of their lives for fighting for this country? Mm-hmm. And you see all these politicians, we love our veterans. Well, write them a check and let's show you.
Right.
Let's show them how much we love them. And 2 days before Christmas, we got Phoenix, Arizona, and Denver, Colorado throwing our veterans in tents out in snowstorms. And stuff like that needs to be fixed.